Hello, I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I have some questions for you. Do you have an earth sign in your life and you'd like to figure out how to crack the code to give them the best present? Or perhaps are you an earth sign yourself and want to see and understand why you like certain things? Well, this video might just be for you. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a soul guidance coach, and I have done a lot of work studying astrology and elements, the four elements. I'm also a tarot card reader, and the elements play into that as well. So, a lot of what I'm going to share for you comes from my observations about people and about these elements themselves. But there's a caveat. Astrology is a complicated thing, and a sun sign is only one tiny part of a whole big picture, just like the sun is only one part of the solar system, right? So, what's really important to know when you're thinking of gifts is not just the person's sun sign, but it also helps to know their dominant element, which element is most present in their chart. And there's places you can find out online. If you're not sure, reach out in the comments. I'll send you a link. But you want to find, which kind of personality am I dealing with? Someone may be a Cancer sun sign, but have a lot of air elements. So when you interact with them, you're actually feeling more of the air element. When we're thinking earth, we're thinking Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, very practical, earthy, grounded. Okay. So remember the caveat. We're looking for someone who has the overall vibe of earth person. You'll know this person because they're very down to earth. They're very grounded. They tend to be very intelligent and sometimes too methodical. A fire sign might get impatient with an earth sign because an earth sign wants to move a little slower and more careful. And here's the crux of the point. It's all about the tangible world, the material world. So when you are gifting an earth sign or an earth dominant person, you need to make sure it is connected to the earth, that it is tangible. So that is the first point, and for me it is the most important point, that when you're giving an earth sign a present, it needs to be tangible. So not a gift certificate, not a ticket to something like an experience, but something they can hold. Something like a mug, or flowers are okay, although flowers die. Plant might be better if your earth sign is a plant person, because that lasts. Okay, but it needs to be something that's real. Clothing is good, jewelry is always good, something practical. But this takes me to the next point. It needs to be thoughtful, practical, not just something for the sake of being practical. These are huge generalizations I'm speaking about, and I'm also speaking about men and women at the same time, right? So, grain of salt with this. But an earth sign will really feel touched if you have observed something about their life and you have found a physical object that can make their life a little bit better. Okay, so if you know that your earth sign loves to cook, which is very common, especially if they're a Taurus, if your earth sign loves to cook, buying them like a really nice set of knives, kitchen knives, might be a good move. Or a really nice set of dishes, or a beautiful, like I held up a mug before, something that they can hold, and every time they use it, they'll think of you, because that's just it. A Taurus a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo involves themselves in relationships, but they need tangible reminders of being in that relationship. So when they see an object that a loved one has given them, they think of that person. The relationship with the person is tied to the object. So I know for me as an earth sign, this is personal experience. If a relationship with someone is done, I have to get rid of everything that's connected to them, because I cannot look at that object without thinking about them and without holding them in my vibration to some extent, okay? Now, this brings me to the last point. Earth signs enjoy quality. Good quality things, especially if they are Tauruses, okay? They can smell bad quality or dubious quality. They can smell it 10 miles away. And, Capricorn and Virgo, as a very big generalization, although they may be frugal with themselves, they are impressed when you care enough to spend money on them. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a huge, flashy, showy present. It can be something very small, but something very dear. And I'm using the word dear in the old fashioned sense where it used to mean expensive. If you're a Beatles fan and you know the song When I Grow Older, when I grow older, losing my hair, many years from now, that, and he talks about we could buy a house in the Isle of Wight if it's not too dear. That's it. It's not too expensive. So, three things: tangible, real, thoughtful, as well as practical. So, those are kind of together. And it has to cost you a little bit. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on it, but you need to care enough to give something of good quality. Now, I should also back up because as an earth sign myself, I'm always looking for bargains. You can get good quality things at lesser prices, but do not skimp on quality. If you have to skimp on cost, do not skimp on quality. Better to give less or smaller of good quality than a lot of quality. Okay, and if you're not sure what I mean by quality, reach out in the comments and I will let you know. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this. What do you love receiving or giving as an earth sign or to an earth sign? What are your thoughts on all of this? Again, huge generalizations here, but this is just what I've observed, and I hope it's helpful to you next time you have to buy a gift for your favorite earth sign. I'll see you next time.